Hello and welcome to the eMedNI computer-based training series for New York State Medicaid providers. This video is part of our ePACES series of tutorials. The purpose of this session is to familiarize providers with the ePACES prior approval request and response for durable medical equipment, DME. To request a prior approval using ePACES, go to the eMedNI website at www.emedni.org. From the emedni.org homepage, select Login ePACES from the right side of screen. Please note that access to ePACES requires enrollment. Contact the eMedNI call center at 800-343-9000 to enroll in ePACES. Enter your username and password at the ePACES login screen, read and then check that you have read and agreed to the Medicaid confidentiality regulations, then click Agree/Login. The left side of the ePACES home screen displays the available functions. Under the PA/DVS section, click Initial Request. The PA/DVS Initial Request window will open. Begin by entering the Client Identification Number, CIN, in the field labeled Enter a Client ID. The client ID is 2 letters, 5 numbers, and a letter. The client ID is located on the recipient's NYS Medicaid card. Enter the client ID and then press Go. To request a prior approval for DME, select Non-Dental Non-DVS in the Transaction Type field. Non-dental, non-DVS is used to request a prior approval for DME. The procedure code in the DME provider manual is underlined. The fee schedule indicates a PA code of 1. Provider service address and contact information are required for a prior approval request. The referring provider field may be left blank unless the client is a restricted recipient. For additional information about the Restricted Recipient Program, refer to the DME Policy and Procedure Code Manual at emedni.org. An ordering provider is required on all DME prior approval requests. There are 3 ways of choosing the provider. Under Select a Name, a previously added provider can be chosen by clicking on the name. Searching for providers can be done either by typing the last name of the provider or the NPI/MMIS identification numbers. Once a name has been selected, or a name or provider number has been entered, click Go. In the Event Information section, select the Professional/Dental for the facility type by clicking on the radio button. The next required field is the service type. Enter the appropriate service type number for the DME service for which you are getting a prior approval. Service type code 12 is used for durable medical equipment purchases, and service type code 18 for durable medical equipment rentals. Under Release of Information, pick the appropriate option to indicate whether the provider has on file a signed statement by the patient authorizing the release of medical data to other organizations. Leave the remaining fields in the Event Information section blank. Diagnosis, enter in the diagnosis code needed for the supply or item. Only ICD-10 CM diagnosis codes are acceptable. Do not include the decimal point when entering the diagnosis code. Leave the pattern of delivery, home oxygen therapy, and home health care sections blank for a DME prior approval request. Leave the attachments, certification category, condition codes, and comments sections blank and click Next. If requesting a procedure/service on a single date, enter this date in the From date. However, if the procedure/service will transpire over a period of time, enter the start and end dates in the From and To fields respectively. The format is 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 4-digit year may be entered in the field or selected from the calendar available to the right. At a minimum, a From date is required for all service lines. NDC/PROC and Modifiers field, enter the HCPCS procedure code and the modifier if required. Units count basis measure, enter the number of units you are requesting. Do not change the unit measurement. Line amount: the submitted charge amount for this procedure/service must be entered. Note: $0 is a valid charge amount. Click Submit. The screen will refresh and a Request Submitted message will appear. To view ePACES prior approval responses, select Responses from the PA/DVS section. The prior approval will be in pending status, which is Action Code A4. The request needs to be reviewed by NYSDOH, New York State Department of Health. The supporting documents need to be submitted advising why the item is required for the patient within 35 days of the PA transaction. One option is sending the documents electronically with the prior approval request. To upload your documents, click on the image upload icon. Image type: choose from the drop box the type of document being uploaded. File type: select an acceptable file types are GIF, graphics interchange format, JPG, joint photographic group, PDF, portable document format, PNG, portable network graphic, and TIFF, tagged image file. File upload: click Browse to locate the document on your computer. Once found, click Upload. A pop-up will then display image and the name of the file with file type, successfully uploaded. Image activity list will then be updated to show the documents added to the pending prior approval. Paper option: if the supporting documents cannot be uploaded into the prior approval upload page, faxing or mailing options are available. On emedney.org, hover over the Information tab and click on eMedney Paper Forms. Provider fax cover sheet form along with the instructions in the link below for submitting faxes. The electronic attachment scanning form along with the instructions in the link below for submitting scanned documents. Examples of prior approval response action codes. A1. Certified in total, all requested services units are authorized. A3. Not certified, requested services/units are not authorized. A4. Pended, requires medical review. CT, contact payer at 800-343-9000 for additional information. NA, no action required. Authorization unnecessary for service requested. Action codes and response descriptive text. When action code A3 is received in a PA response transaction, it is accompanied by a healthcare services decision reason code in the response descriptive text field. The codes most used by NYSDOH are listed below. For example, 0Q, duplicate request: the entered transaction is a duplicate of a previously submitted and approved PA transaction. 0Y, service inconsistent with patient's age: the member's age is below the minimum allowable age or exceeds the maximum allowable age for the procedure code entered. 12. Patient is restricted to specific provider: the ordering provider entered is not the provider the member is restricted to. Or the field was left blank. 25. Services were not considered due to other errors in the request: there are errors on the request. Need to resubmit a new request. The next two slides show examples of ePACES PA responses. This slide shows the example of action code A3, not certified along with the response descriptive text. In this example, action code A1 means certified in total. The prior approval is approved. The review ID number is the prior approval number you will enter on the DME claim. Click on the client ID to access the PA response detail screen. The prior approval response detail screen includes the client information such as the client ID, name, gender, and date of birth. The transaction type in this example is non-dental, non-DVS. The response action code is A1, certified in total, and in this example, the issue date, effective date, and expiration date of the PA request are also displayed. The 11-digit number under Review ID number is the PA number for your claim. Please note that the service delivery must occur between the effective date and the expiration date of the prior approval. For additional information regarding ePACES and the DME prior approval steps, please visit the emedne.org website and reference the Durable Medical Equipment Manual and ePACES PADVS reference sheets. For further assistance, please contact the eMedne call center at 800-343-9000. This concludes our ePACES prior approval request and response for DME tutorial. Thank you for joining, and please visit us at www.emedne.org for additional training resources.